Welcome back, everybody. This video is going to be about shortening the sales cycle. How can you shorten the sales cycle? Especially from a technical sales engineering standpoint or technical sales standpoint. Again, what you're typically going to be delivering, if you listen to the title, is going to be, the sales or your customer service, as well as the technical aspect of that. So how do you shorten that cycle? Again, there's certain things that you can't actually shorten, like manufacturing process and things like that, but you can get to the point and the right solution in a much quicker way than a lot of people do. So I talked about in a previous video the importance of pre-call planning, and that's going to be pretty big when it comes to shortening the sales cycle. If you want to go back and look at that, that's going to be your research, the due diligence that you do up front, so that when you go into that conversation, you're prepared, as well as you can prepare the customer for what to expect. So again, there was another video on how I take notes as a sales engineer, and you should definitely go check that out. But what's going to be really big about that is the discovery call. The discovery call is where you are now confirming the information that you got, the research that you've done, or whatever was provided to you. And then from there, you're also giving the customer an opportunity to explain their pain points, what they need, what they're trying to achieve, so that you get a better understanding of how they plan to test or what they're trying to accomplish. And the biggest thing that you're trying to get out of that is a confirmation of the deliverable. And if you can get in your mind and you have the mindset on what the deliverable is, you pretty much can't lose. Because at that point, it doesn't even matter if something changes. You're not chasing a moving target, you're not doing anything. And those are things that are known to extend or prolong the sales cycle. So if you can get a confirmation on, hey, we're gonna use the pizza analogy again. I want a pepperoni pizza with extra cheese. Confirmed, back and forth, everybody agrees, cool. There's no later on, oh, I want anchovies and I want jalapenos and I want olives. Oh, you got that. There's none of that, because if you've done your, due diligence up front, and then you've had that conversation, you sit down and you both agree that this is what you want moving forward, then that doesn't come into play. Because at that point, I can tell you on a later video how to hold the customer accountable. But at this point, the discovery call is going to be something very important and a key to understanding what the deliverable is. So from there, in the sales process that I use is going to be, like I said, pre-call plan, which doesn't really involve too much of the customer. It's really me doing my research and getting information from others. Then the discovery call, where I'm actually communicating with the customer to get those deliverables. And from there, once everything's set, we understand the deliverable, whatever process that you're dealing with, you start going. So during the process, you want to have your follow-ups. For me, typically, we would have like one or two. And then you'd have your wrap-up call. Wrap-up call is saying, hey, you've gotten the sample of whatever you're trying to see. You're trying to understand. You've gotten, to taste this, and you got to see what it's going to be like. Now do you want to go ahead and move forward with the large purchase or the big purchase? So in order to get to that wrap-up sooner, to where they can actually make a decision, I think it goes right back to the discovery call. If you understand what the deliverable is, and you make sure that that is going to be, given, and you said, again, they said they want a pepperoni pizza, you didn't halfway do it or give them too much cheese, or you fell off on the customer service, or whatever it is, as long as you know that you have given them exactly what you have confirmed, and you're not stabbing in the dark again, like you just don't know what's going on, or you think this, or you're still trying to figure things out, you don't have to keep trying to figure things out in those follow-up calls. Those are also things that will prolong the sales process, is trying to figure things out as you're going along versus figuring out up front. So again, you have that clear deliverable and understanding up front. So now I'll give you the biggest example. So you get into that call, you do your discovery, you're figuring everything out, you've confirmed it. Now you go, a week, month, however long it takes in your process for that follow-up, and you're trying to understand, how is the progress going? If you know that you have been delivering what they asked for, there's a very good chance that they could already have been sold, or say, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for, I want it. And you don't have to make adjustments or keep changing things to get to now a wrap up where now you're like, okay, now is this good enough? If you already made that very clear up front, then maybe during one of those follow-up calls, that turns into a wrap up. And that shortens that cycle. So in my particular case, let's say that typically it takes a month. So I do my pre-call, which doesn't even start yet. We do discovery, and then from there you got the deliverable. And now if it takes me a month from the day I do that discovery call, let's say 2 weeks, I do a follow-up to see how everything's going. If I know that I've been giving that, then I can gear my conversation in that follow-up call to show and prove that I've already given them the deliverable. And then I can even ask the question, do you need a wrap-up? Because it sounds like you've already experienced or seen what you need to. And then at that point, for me at least, let's say 8, 9 times out of 10, the customer's like, you know what? I don't think I need to keep testing this out. I don't think I need to keep trying it. This is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you so much. We can move on. We don't have to do another call. We're ready to purchase. And from there, that's where you're pretty much shortening the sales cycle. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share this with your friends. Thank you for tuning in again.